Welcome back to the John Trading channel. You can see that Ethereum is finally making these bullish pushes to the upside. I've been expecting this and talking about this in my last videos, and I've now entered my Ethereum position. We have broken above this trend line right here. When you actually bring it from this high, connect it to this high and continue it along, you can see we got this breakout. We're now supporting off this area, also supporting off the 20 exponential moving average to the upside in between the short and medium term EMAs is known as the value zone. And this is what I've used as a double confluence trade. But not only that, we've actually came down, retested this trading range, which was initially resistance. This was support. Once this resistance level got broken to the upside, very likely for it to then come back and support off that level, which it's done. So we've got three high-level confluence zones in this area telling me that Ethereum is a buy, and I've gone ahead and done so. Plus, I'm going to go over Bitcoin, and I have some crypto news, so make sure you're watching until the end of the video. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon, plus leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. So as I was speaking about on Ethereum, we're right here in this triple confluence zone. We've got the trading range using as a resistance flip, now acting as support. We've also got this strong little trend line actually moving to the upside and now using it as support before then breaking again to the upside. Plus we've got the exponential moving average finally moving to the upside on the daily time frame, and now we've confirmed that we are in that bull market. And I am expecting up to a 25% profit on this particular trade. If I scroll out onto the weekly time frame, you can now see why I'm targeting this 25% profit area. Right through here, we've initially got a support level. All through here, we've got support. It did support on here when you go to a much shorter time frame, such as the 4 hourly, but since we're on the weekly time frame, it's going to be very hard to show you that. We've got this triple support level area. So what's going to happen when price comes back into this area, we are at least going to see a small amount of resistance, and that's where I'm going to take profits on my particular trade. So pushing all the way up to here, you can see it's around that 25 to 30% profit potential on this particular trade. And if you were to say take this trade today, although I'd already taken it a couple of days ago, you'd roughly need that 6% stop on your particular trade. So when I'm always talking about only risking 2 to 3% maximum on your portfolio, this would actually be a double risk trade, which means you would have to halve your position size. If you take a half position size on this, then you would have used that still 6% stop loss. That equals then 3% of your entire portfolio, and you would then be allowed to take the trade under these particular rules. Again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not recommending this. This is the particular trade that I'm in, using this stop level, using this target level, and plus on the daily time frame, when we're making these high highs and high lows, I'm going to be using these areas to actually put my stop loss in this area, so we really catch ourselves just in case we do turn to the downside. Let's now move over to the 4 hourly chart so I can show you this support and resistance flip even better. So in this area, we were having this sideways exponential moving average moving slightly up and slightly down. Every time we came to the top of this trading range, it was a lot of selling. Every time we came to the bottom of this trading range, there was a lot of buying. We had a little fake out here, then retested the bottom of this trading range, came back up, retested the top of the trading range, bit of a sell-off. When we got a breakthrough, once I saw this big strong breakthrough again, this is when I was starting to get interested into Ethereum, because then I was expecting at least a retracement into this area. Reason being is this initially was that resistance level. It didn't come exactly down into this area, but you can see how perfect it was. From this top here, if you waited for this trade, you're basically saving a 4% on this particular trade, and that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what I've been speaking about in these last few videos. So was able to get in this area, now expecting higher moves to the upside. So we've got this support and resistance flip in this area. Then on the daily time frame, we've got those EMAs. Plus we've also got that trend line. So again, I like taking trades when there's multiple confluence, saying in this particular area that yes, we have a high likelihood of going up because there's multiple different strategies all pointing in the same direction, meaning there's going to be a lot of momentum in the market. Now, if we come over to Bitcoin on the daily time frame, you can see it's not as strong. Ethereum's already up in this area, whereas Bitcoin is still down in this area. Once we initially had breakthrough above this resistance level, we definitely went higher. We retested this area, but then we cracked down and we're basically at the low of this trading range right now. So we're basically broken above, retested the low of the trading range. It still looks like we're going to go higher, but I'd already known that Ethereum had a little bit more strength than Bitcoin did, because in this area where Ethereum was actually supporting, we never had bars closing to the downside. Every single body of the bar closed back above this support level, but you can see we had a close on the low, we had a close near the high, we had another close, so we had multiple bars actually closing below this support area, whereas Ethereum definitely wicked into this area multiple times, but bars were all closing in this area here, whereas Bitcoin didn't quite have that strength. And it's even showing, it showed early in the market that Ethereum was going to be a little bit stronger than Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is obviously going to lead the market. We're not going to see Ethereum go up 10% and Bitcoin go down 10%. They're both going to go up to relative strength. Let's say Bitcoin goes up 10%, Ethereum maybe moves usually 12 to 13%, sometimes 15%. So it does have a little bit of a multiplier effect on Ethereum. Now let's move over to some Bitcoin news. It's just in that Santa Monica firefighters became the first union to purchase and hold Bitcoin. So with all their assets, especially they're getting government money, they're actually needing to hold a lot of dollars. And at least with those dollars, they can actually implant it into Bitcoin, potentially increasing their payment power across the world, but also giving them a store of value where they can hold that Bitcoin and potentially double and triple their actual net worth. This is also a step forward, signaling increased institutional acceptance of Bitcoin. It's encouraging to see that Firefighters Union embracing this innovative asset class, potentially paving the way for other unions and organizations to explore and invest in the cryptocurrency market. Next is dollar-based stable currencies to increase use cases for the US currency. This is what the owner of Binance said, and I definitely agree, because if the US government was ever going to create its own currency using the blockchain, it's obviously going to be a stable coin. Exactly like the US dollar, it's called a stable coin. Although, if you would understand, over the last 50 years, that initial $100 what you could buy can basically only buy you cents in today's value. But that's basically what inflation is. But you would see that the US government would take on some form of a stable coin, and it would increase the use cases, because you could then use that stable coin, move it across countries, easily transferable, easily tracked as well. That's probably something that they want, but you will see stable coins increase in the future. And lastly, Bitcoin has been running continuously for 10 years and 72 days. It has never been audited. Every address has the exact amount of Bitcoin that it's supposed to have. To the extent that there's an exception, it can be attributed, 1, to an error on the part of the sender, or 2, fraud perpetrated on one human by another. You can see that Bitcoin has been running for 10 years. It's never been audited. And as it said, every single address has the right amount of Bitcoin that it's supposed to have, outside of these people getting threats, getting frauded, or actually sending your Bitcoin to the completely wrong address, which is obviously your own fault, because that's why you need to double check. It just shows how much power Bitcoin has. It's truly the next level of financial adoption, and it will become the 12th sector of the S&P, mark my words. That's all I have for you for today's video. I really hope you've enjoyed. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell icon, plus leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos.